Welcome to Good Game Spawn Point. I'm Jem.
I'm Will.
And I'm Rad.
Coming up on today's show, the pinball-inspired dungeon crawler Creature in the Well. Plus, we uncover an island of mystery in our review of The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Here, I've got the Master Sword for you already.
Oh, and you'll need this too.
Oh, you so look the part.
To adventure!
Creature in the Well is what you get if you crossed a dungeon crawler with a pinball machine, fusing the two into one epic hack and slash extravaganza.
It's a bit of a weird combo, but it totally works. You play as a robot engineer called a Botsy, the last of its kind. Your job is to venture into the belly of a mountain and restart the ancient weather machine buried within to release the town from the grips of an unruly sandstorm. To do this, you'll need to navigate the twisting corridors that make up each segment of the machine.
This is where the pinball or pin brawl idea comes into play. In each room, you'll need to siphon energy from the bumpers and barricades in your way by launching balls at them. With each hit, the ball gains more and more energy. You then use what you've collected to open the locked doors in your way.
But of course, it's not that easy, and you are not alone in the mountains. The creature responsible for the damage has made its home within the dark chasm and isn't too happy that someone is causing a ruckus. It's the only enemy you'll come across, and for the majority of the game it's kept in the dark. Just a pair of glowing eyes and long, gangly arms. It's actually quite intimidating.
Oh, I loved it though. It's such a cool way to keep you moving forward, if only just to figure out what this creature is. Not that the gameplay itself isn't captivating, but I thought it was really cool to have this underlying story to uncover.
Well, you know me, Jem. A good story is great, but it's nothing without sweet gameplay. And the gameplay here is indeed sweet. You have 3 core moves at your disposal. Dash, to get you out of tight situations. Charge, which lets you harness projectiles and direct them. And swing, which is self-explanatory. It sounds simple, but it can be a real test of wits and skill as you learn to pull all 3 together to overcome the growing number of obstacles that crop up as you progress.
Yes, obstacles like giant death pillars, floor lasers, and stunning projectiles, courtesy of the big beastie down below. Working out how to hit a series of targets in a short time, or what angle you need to hit a particular bumper at to have it ricochet the right way, is noticeably more difficult when you're trying to fend off attacks coming from all directions. As frustrating as they can be, they did help to break up the noticeably similar looking rooms, because I did get turned around quite a lot, even with a map.
It doesn't help that some areas feel a little identical, just with different coloured filters slapped over them. But once I got used to the pattern in the layouts, I started to find navigation got a lot easier. Plus, your map will show any rooms you've left uncompleted, so you can find your way back to them should you find yourself low on energy.
It also helps if you happen to get knocked out and then thrown out by the less than gentle creature. While the room's obstacles do reset, the doors won't relock, so you have the option to just run through to where you left off or try and harvest more energy on the way. In fact, you could theoretically store up enough energy to zip through a whole section without hitting a single ball.
But then you wouldn't be learning anything or improving. And that would put you at a disadvantage when you have to face off against the creature, who does not pull its punches. It's cool that you're given the chance to figure that out by yourself, and I like how everything feels tight enough that you don't have to rely on tricks like that to succeed.
Exactly, even the weapons themselves are a learning process. As you grow your collection, you can go through and try out each one to see what works best in each situation. One slows down time, giving you the chance to angle your shots, while another shows you exactly where a shot would land. And then there's a frying pan, which makes a fun noise. That's about it, really.
There's a satisfying balance of fun and challenge here that I really enjoyed. It has enough randomness to the action that it's super replayable, and you're always learning something new. so I'm giving Creature in the Well 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
This has everything I want in a game. Mystery, a simple concept, compelling gameplay, a creepy otherworldly figure watching me from the shadows. I had an absolute blast, so I'm giving it 5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Good spawning, Australia! It's time for the scoop with me, Darren! My guest this week is Homo sapien sensation, Rad!
Oh, thanks, Darren. Hi, everyone.
Now engage your game brains. It's time for Darren's challenge! In Yoshi's Crafted World, what is the name of the special artifact that holds the 5 precious dream gems?
Oh, I remember this. It's the thing that Baby Bowser and Kamek try to steal.
Answer at the end of the scoop. Now for some Pokemon news. A new evolutionary form for Farfetch'd has been announced. The vegetable-toting wild duck Pokemon was one of the original 151 Pokemon and will finally get its very own evolution in the form of Surfetch'd.
Unsurprisingly, this information did leak ahead of time. You know, because Farfetch'd carries a leak.
Well, it's always good to know your onions. Moving on, and PlayStation recently showed off some games in their State of Play livestream, including the very cute-looking Watam from the creators of Katamari Damacy. A stirring journey in Arise, A Simple Story. Plus, Sid Meier's Civilization 6 is coming to PS4. And MLB The Show 19 is out soon for the baseball fans.
No word on the next-gen console, though.
Negative. In other news, a recent Minecraft beta update introduced an official character creator. While players have been creating their own skins for ages, the official character creator includes a mix of free and purchasable items that allow you to personalize your avatar's size, shape, skin tones, hairstyles, and more. The feature is initially available for beta testing on selected platforms only, but will roll out to others once the beta ends.
This sure has been a long-awaited feature. And I hear it's even coming to Minecraft Earth, too.
Affirmative. Oh, what's that, Boatmeal? Oh, I'm not sure if there'll be playable dog avatars.
We'll get Mojang right on it. I promise, Boats.
Well, now it's time for the extra scoop! What have you found for us this week, Rad?
Well, you might have heard that Undertale Sans is coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a Mii fighter. But a channel called Team Level Up has taken this one step further by inserting Sans into Super Mario Bros. He makes pretty short work of some of those Goombas, too.
Clever stuff. Sans and Papyrus are sort of like the Mario and Luigi of Undertale. Ugh. Now, before we go, let's have the answer to Darren's challenge! The name of the artifact that holds the dream gems in Yoshi's Crafted World is the Sun Dream Stone. Legends say it has the power to make your wildest dreams come true. And that's all the scoop we have for this week. Until next time, good night, Australia.
Which of your wildest dreams would you want to come true, Darren?
World domination.
What was that?
World peace.
That's really nice, Darren.
World peace.
The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is a ground-up remake of the 1993 Game Boy title. It scales the original up pixel by pixel in all its unique and often unusual glory.
Most unusual is that this one doesn't take place in Hyrule like pretty much every other Zelda game. Actually, Link's Awakening doesn't even feature Zelda. Washing up on the island of Koholint, Link is rescued by a young girl named Marin. Almost instantly, he's tasked with collecting the 8 instruments of the Sirens in order to awaken the legendary Windfish, to then be able to leave the island. The poor boy just doesn't catch a break, does he?
Not at all, and they didn't even ask him if he wants to leave. What if he likes it there, with its gorgeous coastline and numerous terrifying dungeons? Actually, fair enough, Link. Get out of there. In each of the island's many dungeons, you'll fight off baddies, solve some puzzles, and unlock a new ability. Then continue using that new ability to solve increasingly harder puzzles, take down a hefty boss, and unlock all the sought-after musical instruments. It's a fairly rewarding dungeon system, knowing you'll not only progress through the story, but unlock a new ability in the process. Plus, you'll always have them on hand, mapping them to either your X or Y button, whatever you see fit.
And that's where the remake makes its best deviation from the original. On Game Boy, you were constantly forced to swap your sword, shield, and power bracelet out for other abilities, meaning you drop your weapon, protection, and ability to pick up a simple rock just to hop over a ledge. But thanks to the Switch's larger button count, the core essentials are always there, leaving 2 other slots available to swap in more situation-specific abilities. It's a simple bit of streamlining that clears up the original's clunkier gameplay.
And with that ever-expanding roster of abilities, you'll probably find yourself thinking, hey, I can put a hole in that wall now. As you track back through the world, previously inaccessible areas and puzzles will seem like a walk in the park, as you throw down a bomb to blast through a wall or bounce right across a gap. And whilst it is a fun notion that the world expands with you, I did often get a little annoyed when I couldn't progress. It just takes a bit to get used to because this game can be confusing.
Yeah, there are definitely some lulls as you wander through the world, desperately trying to work out what you've missed. Thankfully though, there are some helpful hints dropped around. You can stop by a phone booth where Old Man Allrira will give you a helping hand, chat to the various island locals who will steer you in the right direction. That is, after you destroy their weirdly large collection of pots. And the all-knowing owl will show up to riddle you further hints. So you do have a few avenues to help you out. It always pays to chat to the locals.
But beware, chatting to the locals will embark you on one of video games' strangest fetch quests. Look, it's best you find out for yourself, but this quest line will have you acquiring and trading the oddest of objects to the strangest of people. With barely any logical through line, you'll probably just accidentally complete it. And it's not even optional. My brain was very much drained after it all. I just can't even look at a banana now.
Well, Link's Awakening has always been one of the weirder titles in the Zelda franchise, but the remake has managed to boil down that wackiness into an adorable art style. Everything in the village is so soft, cute, and almost Animal Crossing-esque. And then in the depths of the dungeons, you'll encounter some hilariously hideous monsters with some glaringly obvious weak points. Seeing how close they've come to the original's design is really impressive on its own, but to do it with such a lovely style is just
Agreed, though sometimes that visual loveliness does take a hit to the game's frame rate, but never enough to detract from the experience. And Jem, you know me, I love some music and sound design. The work done to lift the original's music through to 2019 is astounding. What was once chiptunes is now a sweeping orchestral sound. And hearing the jangle of chains as you pull along a bow wow, or the high-pitched slash of Link's sword, it's all kinds of lovely on the ears, but we should probably wrap this up. Jem?
As far as remakes go, this is a special one, bringing that classic Zelda formula into the modern age. With adorable visuals, inventive puzzle solving, and a distinct kooky charm. It's 4 out of 5 rubber chickens from me.
Whilst I can appreciate the sheer craft of breathing fresh life into this old classic, this franchise and its gameplay has evolved a bunch in the preceding decade. So taking a step back in time wasn't always the most enjoyable of experiences for me. So I'm giving The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
You know how Link can hold onto a chicken to glide off edges? Take us away.
All right, Jem, who's up first in this week's question answering sesh?
Who's up first? Is this a comedy routine? All right, I'll play along. I don't know, Will, who is up first?
No, it's not a bit. I just wanted to know whose question we were going to start with.
Oh, wait, is this still part of it?
All right, let's just start off with the king of parkour who has a video for us.
Are you still joking?
No!
Hey GGSP, I was wondering if you could answer my questions. 1. Do you know any parkour games for the PC that have realistic parkour, for example, Mirror's Edge? 2. Do you know any stealth games on the PC where you get to sneak around? 3. I was wondering if you knew how to fix the black screen on shaders in Minecraft.
Thanks, King of Parkour. And what an adorable doggo you have there.
Now to some PC parkour games like Mirror's Edge. Well, Mirror's Edge was rated M, but in the G or PG space, there's Lemma, which is a first-person parkour game in a voxel world. So perhaps not super realistic, but still packed with parkour. Or there's Refunct, which is a bit similar.
Oh, what about that new game Hot Lava, which is like a cool video game version of The Floor is Lava? Also, 404 site looks kinda cool. It's like a parkour-inspired runner.
You might even like a story about my uncle. It's not strictly parkour, but you use a cool lasery grappling hook kind of thing. Or Novaflow, which is one we reviewed on the show last year.
As for some stealth game suggestions for PC, well, stealth is a common element of a lot of games. But if you want some recommendations for where it's a major part of the gameplay, I'd recommend something like Volume, which is a top-down style stealth game with lots of sneaky guard evading.
Perhaps even Hello Neighbor, or Ghost of a Tale, where you stealth about as a mouse. Or Untitled Goose Game, where you blend stealth and puzzling and being a goose.
Now how to fix the black screen in shaders for Minecraft. Well, I'm no expert on shaders and things like that, and it can be hard to get to the bottom of your exact problem without knowing more specifics.
That's right, but you can always try a few general troubleshooting steps if you haven't already. Like make sure you have Optifine, which you need if you want to use shaders, check your settings, check to see if different shader packs work, and maybe double check that your graphics card meets the requirements to support the shaders you're trying to run.
If you don't find the source of the problem there, you might find some help searching online. Best of luck on your troubleshooting journey, King of Parkour.
Moving right along now on our question journey, which takes us to this question from Teresa in Rockhampton. Yo, GGSP, I have one question. How do I get the newest update on Minecraft? P.S. Darren, do these.
Oh, there's some Darren things.
Hello, this is Darren.
Hey Darren, some things for you.
Aha! Aha! Bye! Aha!
Cool, thanks, Dazman.
Bye!
That's the first time I've called Darren Dazman. I hope he's cool with that.
Oh, sure, Darren loves a good nickname. Anyway, thanks, Teresa. If you want to get the latest Minecraft update, well, sometimes updates will happen automatically, depending on your device and settings and things. But specific instructions are available on the Minecraft website. You can check out which device or version you're using and go from there.
It's worth mentioning that the version you're playing, whether it be the Java edition or Bedrock, for example, will determine the update features that are available to you. Some features on the Java edition may not be in the Bedrock edition just yet.
Ah, yes, too true. Now moving on to this question from Stephen990 in Catherine, Northern Territory. Hi GGSP, I have a couple of questions for you. Firstly, is there going to be a new farming simulator? Secondly, can your tongue touch your nose? If you don't answer, I will send 200 trillion Steves after you. Darren, do these.
Oh, that's a lot of Steves.
So many Steves.
We've got to call Darren back for those things.
Greetings, this is Darren.
Hi Darren, there are some more emoticons for you to emote.
That's amore. That's amore.
Also, Darren, do you know if there's going to be a new farming simulator?
Affirmative! There has been confirmation that Farming Simulator 20 is due out for the Switch in December this year. And I imagine for other platforms at some stage too.
Now to whether our tongues can touch our noses, well, whether they can is one question, but whether they should is definitely another.
What about you, Darren? You don't really have a tongue or a nose.
Negative. I have no need for that mucosa-covered muscle you humans keep in your mouths. Ugh. Nor do I require organic olfactory sensors due to my advanced scent translation modules. So, goodbye.
Okay, bye, Darren. Well, maybe we should leave it there.
Well, if you have a question for us at Ask SP, go here and send it in. And make sure it's a video for your chance to score some GGSP loot.
What if I just, if I put my tongue up to...
No, it's more like this. It's kind of gross, actually. Well, that's the end of another show, but next week on GGSP, we go for goal in a head-to-head review of FIFA 20 and Pro Evolution Soccer 2020.
Ow! You missed the mastermind.
Plus, more crafternoons. I'll show you how to make a pangling from Subnautica Below Zero. Now, I personally prefer my Sneezy full of fish and a little bit chunky. Oh, my sweet son Sneezy.
Oh, I'd love a little pangling of my own to keep back in the cloud.
Oh, I want one too.
Well, they are pretty cute. Now, don't forget to check out our extra review this week online. We give a caveman a jetpack in Jet Cave Adventure.
Not historically accurate.
Yeah, but it is fun. Until next time, be nice, have fun, and keep gaming. Rat out.
Gem out.
Will out.
Darren out.